Good day, lovely followers. You are all welcome to Sermon. Let's dedicate today's video towards understanding one of the major aspects of the Gbègudâ Ii. Gbègudâ can show up in our life in two diverse ways. One is through a divination, and the other one is through an initiation. But regardless of how or where Gbègudâ shows up in our life, there are some sets of moral lessons that it is always trying to teach us. And if you understand these moral lessons and you live life in accordance with them, you are bound to be successful. This particular sin of Gbègudâ speaks against infidelity, and it advises men to discipline themselves sexually. Whenever Gbègudâ shows up in your life during a divination, if you are a man, the Kpoli is only trying to tell you to discipline yourself sexually. Don't take advantage of other people or exploit them sexually just because you are in a position of authority and they are in a vulnerable position. Gbègudâ Ii. If you are a lady and you go for a divination and you cast Gbègudâ, Afan is advising you to stay woke so that nobody or a person who you are dependent on should take advantage of you sexually. Regardless of where this Gbègudâ is showing up for you, these moral lessons are very important. And that is what Afan said I should tell you. In order to help us understand why Afan is saying this, Afan took us back into Fetoma and revealed an ancient story to us. This story features the king of Fetoma, which is known as Ajafia, and also features Legba, who happens to be the overseer of the Kenu in Fetoma. And he was the only overseer of the Kenu in Fetoma. Then it features other women in Fetoma as well. It also features Gbègudâ and the wife. In this particular story, all the women of Fetoma were traders, and they often travel across the Great River to neighboring towns to go and trade. For so many years, Legba, which happens to be the only one who has the canoe in the town, has been carrying them across the river. Whenever they reach the other side of the river, Legba takes the fare. But one fateful day, Legba decided not to take money for the fare, but rather get intimate with these women in exchange for carrying them across the river. At first, most of these women agitated, but Legba was firm. It's either you give me what I want, or you step down from my boat, or I won't help you cross the river anymore. And these women were in a position of vulnerability, so they had no option than to give in for what Legba wants. So it became a routine. Whenever they are going for trading, rather than paying Legba, Legba will get intimate with them in exchange for their fare. After so many years of doing this, it got to a time and mysterious things began to happen to most of these women. Their children were dying, sickness was here and there, business was not booming anymore, and they decided to go and consult Afan through Gbègudâ Ii. When they went, they casted Gbègudâ, and Afan told them that their infidelity is at the center of all these things. Who did they cheat on their husband with? And most of them denied it. Even though most of them denied it, their husbands decided to go deep into it. So they had a plan with Gbègudâ Ii. Gbègudâ Ii did a couple of consultations and decided to disguise his wife as an informant and put her on the boat for Legba just to monitor how things turn out in the boat every day. On one fateful day, Gbègudâ Ii's wife dressed like a mentally challenged woman and also followed the traders into the canoe. On the boat, she monitored how everything went and she came back with every evidence. On that fateful day, they called Legba to the chief's palace. They summoned him to come and answer questions about all the allegations that have been brought against him. And when he got to the point where he couldn't deny it anymore, They castrated him in front of everyone, which is not only to punish him, but to serve as a deterrent for the rest of the people in the community to discipline themselves sexually. So if you are on Gbègudâ, I find it saying you need to be mindful of the people you take advantage of. This might not manifest itself in the form of you riding a canoe, but there are so many ways the universe disguises itself and manifests the same challenge. Thank you all for your time and your attention. I will be dropping more videos. Stay tuned for more. Bye for now.